question for you. What's green and furry and lives in a bin or a trash can if we're on the other side of the Atlantic? That's right, it's Oscar the Grouch. And here he comes. Okay, so on the back of our Sesame Street series, of which we've done lots, so if you haven't checked those out yet, please do. Oscar's head looks a bit like that, but a bit less lopsided, I think. Find where his features are going to go. So about halfway here, we're going to draw a line across. Most of these Muppety Sesame Street guys have a similar proportion on a mouth. Look at that! I'm really wrong with that one. That's what rubbers are for. We're allowed to go wrong. And his eyes are going to be somewhere up here. Oh wait, let's do his tongue first, because that's a big part of his personality, that tongue. Here we go. Lots of fluff. So lots of wiggly, jaggedy lines in here. And there are going to be across. And this one, just go crazy. Let your pencil go mad around these edges. Oh, we didn't finish his eyes. There we go. So around these edges, we're going to go. Wow, no, he's scruffier than that. He's got longer. That's it. He's got longer hairs. And then one of those across there, and it's going to go in and out of this mouth bit like that as well. Boop, 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 boop. That's all going to be dark in there. A few sort of frowny lines in there, like he's annoyed, because he's always annoyed. He's always cross, isn't he? But then that's his nature. He loves being cross and upset and sad, doesn't he? So then when he's sad, that's the only time he's happy. But he's sad, but he's happy. But he likes to be sad. So is he happy when he's sad? Because he's sad, but he's happy. Anyway, it's Gruffy and Wiggly and just like this. And we're going to do the complete opposite of Scruffy and Wiggly. Got to do the metal bin. Hard lines. Only a slight curve in that one. So it's going to come around the back there as well. Lots more longer hair on here. Hey, what are you doing about my question? That's not a bad impression, but you know, I'm British. I haven't got the accents here. There we go. It's nearly there, isn't it? I think it's going to take quite a lot of colouring and inking actually to make this come to life, but he's roughly there, isn't he? More or less. That's an Oscar. Is it recognisably Oscar? Maybe we should do. Maybe we should do the bin lid on it. Is that too ambitious? Let's do it. Let's do it. It can only go wrong, can't it? That's much too big. It wouldn't fit on the bin, would it? This is why pencils have erasers. Everybody makes mistakes. It's a bit better. Looks like he's wearing a fetching summer hat. Oh, Mr. Oscar, what a fetching summer hat you have on. He wouldn't like that, would he? Okay. Let's do it like that. Get the inside of the bin lid there. And then a line all the way across. There we go. And that's very good. I'm pleased we went for it. It was worth doing the extra bin lid on top. I think that's going to be very effective. It's going to make it look more like Oscar, because he's definitely got a bin lid on his head. He lives in the bin. Anyway, we done? I think we're done for now. Just going to move on. See you in a bit. Yeah, here he is. Right, I think this is going to require a good bit of inking with our digital inking device. Starting with the eyebrows. That's a natural place to start with any grouch. If you are a grouch, start with your eyebrows. They're nice and bushy, obviously. And you live in a bin. You know, Oscar's pet is Slimy the Worm. I like little Slimy. He always helps out Oscar when he's in trouble. I wish I had a worm friend. More Oscar facts that we know of. There is a Mrs. Grouch, who is Oscar's mum. Then there's Granny Grouch, who's Oscar's grandmother. And there's Grandpa Grouch as well, that we know of. But that's all we know. Oscar's brother Ernest lives in Chicago. So that's a little nugget there of maybe the Grouch family history. I think we are nearly done here. Just to put a few final details on the bin. But I think our coverage of the pencils has been pretty good here. I think this outline's going to serve us well for the colouring stage. Here we go. We're going to start with that grey old metally colour, because that's a very good place to start. And then we will, do a bit of green. Did you know Oscar the Grouch wasn't always green? If you look at the very early episodes of Sesame Street, he is actually, guess which other colour? Orange. I know, it's like the opposite of green, isn't it? Yeah, he's an orange character with a big black eyebrow. Apparently, he only got his green. He's not completely green. He's sort of a greeny, browny kind of colour, isn't he? He does have some other sort of nuances to his hair, but apparently he went on a holiday or a vacation to visit Swamp Mushy Muddy, and he says the dampness caused him to be covered in mould, which is nice. Putting all the shadows in here. This is really when I think a drawing really starts to come to life. When you've got the shadows on there, because then it starts to... Certain bits of the drawing look like they're going to be going back into the background, and the bits that aren't in shadow tend to sort of pop forward a little bit. You can see with the contrast between his sort of chin and his body there. It does sort of trick the eye a little bit into thinking that they are at different depths, doesn't it? I hope so, anyway. Zooming in now in a bit more detail. Need to be very careful with these eyebrows. I don't want to be going over the lines. Man, those eyebrows took a while, didn't they? Now we've got to put some shadow underneath them. Hey. Did you know, this is my final Grouch fact now, that there is a National Grouch Day? Yeah, Oscar inspired a national holiday for grumpy people everywhere called National Grouch Day. It's on October the 15th. How about that? So you're officially allowed to be all grumpy and grouchy on October the 15th. Don't know why you'd want to. There's Halloween coming up. There's lots of things nice about October. Maybe you just don't like the autumn. Yeah, give it a bit more texture now. Those sort of lighter bits to his fur within there. A few reflections, bit more shadow underneath the bin lid. I'm really pleased I did the bin lid now. I think it helps. And it does look a bit like a hat, which is fun too. Now we're just putting a bit more depth on the trash can now. A few more little details. Make that look a bit better, but I'm pretty pleased with that. And he looks really happy, isn't he? He must be really miserable because he's so happy. Oh wait, no, he looks happy, he's miserable, but he likes being miserable, so he's happy. Oh, let's not get into this again. I'll be here all day. And that's it. There he is. I'm so pleased with it. My favourite Sesame Street character that I have drawn so far. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and if you did, please like and subscribe. See you next time.